गुड इवनिंग टीचर्स, अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम। आज के गुरुशाला संवाद में आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। Today, the theme for this Gurushala Samvad is Reimagining Vocational Education in the Light of National Education Policy. And today, as an expert, we have Mr. Madhu Babu, who has been awarded a National Teacher Award also. He is a Telangana teacher expert who has joined us, and he will be sharing his expert views with all of you. Good evening, sir. A very warm welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, would you like to share a few words and introduce yourself?
Definitely. Namaste, dear teachers. And first of all, once again, I'm very happy to welcome you all from this and our favorite Gurushala team. And I must thank each and everyone for providing this wonderful opportunity. And it's a great chance to interact with you. And every teacher has been talking over many months, NEP, the key principles of NEP. And today we'll
Correct.
focus and we'll share some of the ideas and recommendations and what can we do the best with our students because we are going to prepare our students for their career and for their
Correct.
bright future. So let us
Yes,
see what
like
exactly we have in that.
yes. So like you also mentioned that a lot of things have been said about NEP and what exactly does the vocational education means in NEP. So let's talk about that and let's move ahead, sir. Let's
Yes,
go
please.
and talk about NEP 2020.
Well, so in terms of when NDP, the first thing we say, national education, and this education must build the character of the learners to be ethical and caring and with at the same prepare them to their future and fulfilling their employment. That is the very purpose, why and how the NDP is focusing on right from the beginning, and it should begin with our childhood onwards. And in these lines, and you can find what kind of education we are going to give to our students, and everything is planned in a way, and it is the part of our teachers how well we try to execute to fulfill the desired expected learning outcomes and from our NEP. Yes.
Yes, sir. So before we move ahead, I would request all the teachers if you have any doubts or queries regarding this topic, or if you want to ask sir about something, so you can let us know in the comment section and we will try to address the same. So sir, now let's move ahead and begin the session.
Yes. And let us see, everybody is no even it's either the student or the parent or the teacher, and it's our responsibility that we have to provide the right education. And providing the right education means to giving the right direction to our children. And in this part, it is the role of the teacher, I can say. Like parents will support the students, but whereas the teacher has to guide them and how best we can give the right education and by providing proper direction. And GP has given wonderful the key principles and all, and let us see what exactly we have those key principles, and then we'll move on. If we can fulfill all the key principles and the direction given by our NEP based on the NEP guidelines, I'm sure that all of our children will get right education. Well, so as just I want to recap again what kind of key principles that we are talking and NGP is focusing on. It is all about students' holistic development, and today we are going to focus more on no hard and separation between vocational and academics. And the third important principle is that we have to empathize the conceptual understanding, and preferably we should be successful by providing flexible learning environment to our students. And we should also the major focus is on the extensive use of technology. And as teachers, I must always say that we should be prepared with TPAC. What I mean to say is, as all of us, we should have the content knowledge, and the technological knowledge, and the pedagogical knowledge. If you have these three, and that's a great thing that we can give the best education, because we are going to deal with 21st century generation children. So the focus is more on even how well we can use that technology, and we will see that what are the various things we can incorporate with our like skill building and vocational education, how technology will help also. That's also major important. And the another area when we talk about this is we have to respect for the diversity and the local context. And at the same time we can talk, whether we can provide the local teachers, the local arts through vocational education and all. We will see a lot of things in our future presentations. And especially the key principle of our NEP is that critical thinking and creativity. So, how well we can, as teachers and the policy matters and the government, and how we are going to support is the crux of our teachers. Now, let's see. Yes, ma'am. And the first focus, as we are saying, what is the main objective of NEP under this, reimagining vocational education. And the main target and our goal should be by 2025, at least 50% of learners to the school and higher education system shall have exposure to vocational education, for which a clear action plan with targets and timelines will be developed. And this is an alignment with Sustainable Development Goal 4.4, and with the help to realize the full potential of India's demographic dividend. I can say what's happening so far is the students have been provided with vocational education only in 8th or ninth or 10th class, and after that they are not able to move forward in their colleges because they are not having n number of opportunities and sources. So what NEP suggests is that we should upgrade that in the college, in the higher education system also. And what kind of support we are going to get, we are going to say in this. And who should help also, we will see. And this development of vocational capacity will go hand in hand with the development of academic or other capacities. That's what we are going to see now.
So I would also like to add that it is very important, like these two goes go together, like the development of people and everything, and also the education should happen. The equality should be there. Correct.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And now let us see a big question for all of you, and just to think, what is the purpose of education? So several people will have several things in your mind. Just think what are the main purpose of education? What comes to your mind when this question was popped up? What
Yes.
comes to your mind exactly?
So
Is
I would
it
also request the teachers, you whatever the first thing that comes to your mind, as sir is saying. So what is the purpose of education? Whatever comes to your mind, you share it with us in the chat section and let us know. What is that
yes,
first thought? Whatever it comes, it may be. So if I don't want to say it because I
yes,
want
yes,
teachers to
exactly, exactly.
respond, we can definitely share it later on. But yes, so yes. So while teacher, we are waiting, so we would request that you share with us in the chat section and let us know what do you think is the purpose of education and why do you
Okay.
think, yeah.
Yes, here are some of the. I think that you are all ready with your chart session in the box. You are ready, and keep your ideas. And we got several answers for this, and let us check one by one here. Yes, ma'am, please. And somebody
So
says that it is, it is the main purpose of education is for earning.
no,
And
not yet, not yet.
yeah, okay. And if not, we will see that I think that the teachers are still trying to
Yes.
chat, and let them. In the meanwhile, we
Yes,
can.
we'll give them some time and just teachers, you can just let us know. Biren, Saika, Kushal sir, Abdul sir. Just let us know whatever comes to your mind when you think about the purpose of education. You can let us know so that we would also like your inputs to the session. So whatever comes to your mind, it can be anything. It can be a school, student, like development of the country, for your own sustainability, for your earning your own livelihood. It can be anything. Share whatever you have inputs about, so that we can proceed. So Tulika Saika ma'am, would you like to share something to let us know in the comments? So I think a lot of teachers are joining right now, so they are just wishing us good evening, good morning. So we will, I think,
Okay.
we can proceed further.
Okay, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah.
let's move to the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Well, here are some of the things that the main purpose what we are focusing. Like the very first purpose is how can I survive in this world? And we should make the child know that how can I survive? And the second one is how can I earn enough money for my living? And how will it benefit me and my family? And the very crux is can I start my own business? And now coming from personal to our country now. Now Indian buying power is limited. Can I export anything? Okay. And how to do something better or faster? Only it happens with the education only. And some people will say only, like extracting more knowledge, like learning more knowledge. And can you do anything like benchmark in kind of any kind of area? And the other one is the urge and need to become world class. Are you going to become world class? And the next, some people say that to
Sorry to
improve.
interrupt you. There
Yes,
is a teacher who has
please,
shared her experience.
Pinky.
So Pinky ma'am is saying the purpose of education is surely to adapt the student to the ever challenging world.
Wonderful, wonderful, Pinky ma'am. That's a great idea. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
yeah, that's what we are saying. Our children should ready to face this in this present situation and
Yes.
to excel in any particular field of activity. So whatever the area you take, and you should excel in that area. And finally, there are so many, but we have collected some of the things and
Yeah.
find new ways to solve any and all problems. So that is the purpose of education. And we might have seen a number of teachers chatting in there, and we are getting. And let's see, ma'am, next.
Yes.
And well, keeping the purpose of education, another big challenge for all of us is this vocational education is perceived to be inferior to mainstream education and meant largely for students who are unable to cope with the latter. This is a perception that affects the choices students make. And if you observe clearly, most of the students and as well as parents, their first goal, what they think is that they want to go with mainstream education. And still, the parents are not aware, the students are not aware, and this is the challenge for all of us. And as teachers, what we have to do is you have to show that what are the various opportunities that the children will get if they know if they do some kind of vocational education, and can they start their own living. Okay, these questions should be addressed by all of our teachers, right? And you should bring that awareness. And we have a lot of sources. We will see how we can use TV media and the evidences for our students. Show some evidences and how children are earning, and with simple, like if you know how to repair a TV or like washing machine and all. And now a boy is earning thousands of rupees per day, but the focus is mainly on the mainstream education, thinking like that I'll do my a traditional degree and all. So
Correct.
that change was there, and now we will see what kind of solutions we'll come up with in the next area also.
Yes. I would also like to add my view to this. So when I was younger, so my sister was into, really into academics, and she is now currently doing her PhD. So she is really into academics. But I was, on the other hand, into sports. So, like you said, extracurricular or vocational education is considered as inferior. So that really happens.
Yes.
sometimes we as a human in society, I would say, perceive it as like that. So it is very important that we give so I pursued it. My family obviously pushed me towards it. I have pursued that later on as well. But yeah, just for the teachers also, it is also important that and also for the as a parent also, because a teacher is also a parent. So it is important that we just not only follow the traditional method of education, but also focus on the vocational part as well.
Yes. Now we will see what is the power of vocational education and what are the opportunities waiting for us if you are capable of doing and if you are developing your skill building. And that the solution is that we have to create an ecosystem which is student centric, and we should facilitate the decision making process, and for informed education choices leading to gainful and fulfilling employment. Now it is our duty that you can say the student centric education system should be followed, and where the students have their own choices, that this is my wish, and this is my interested area, and I'm sure that I can do it, and I can earn my living. And there are some local there are so many local artists also. If you promote those skills and all, and there is a chance that we can start our own earning. And now let us see the process of NEP 2020. What it's saying is we have to recognize the potentiality, and then you have to identify and foster the unique capabilities of each student. You believe them, and education is all about you trust your students, you believe your students, and make your children confident. Okay. And at the same time, what NEP is doing is now NEP has started sensitizing the teachers as well as parents. This is important area, because it's not the part of only of the teachers, and we have to sensitize the teachers, and you have to make them believe that there is power and there is lot of prosperity if you do vocational education. And if we can give that confidence to the parents, then the parents will come forward, automatically the students will come forward, and we will help each and every student for this holistic development in both academics as well as the vocational education area. And please, well, this is what the main objective, as we were saying right from the beginning. uh, no need to take vocational education as a separate stream. Okay. So even in our school, what happened, I would like to share one example. So before last year, what happened, Samagra Shiksha, 2 years back, before corona, uh, they started vocational education, and we have seen number of students coming, opting for marketing, trade marketing, one thing, and the other one is computer course. And for these two courses, and we have taken, sorry, we have taken ninth class and eighth class students, and they all participated very actively, and they got the confidence, and they we took our students to these fields, to like more marketing and all. It was real fun, and it was reality. What they thought that, oh, this is what exactly the marketing and all. So like that, where should it happen? And though if still our parents are insisting on mainstream education only, now slowly integrate vocational education into all educational institutions and schools, colleges, and universities. Please see that it is not limited only up to school, and there are only few colleges like vocational, they're taking part, integrating with the academics. That's what mainstream that should happen. And we that NEP is expecting that it we should provide access to vocational education to at least 50% of all learners by 2020. This is non-negotiable issue, and as teachers, we have to support and we have to welcome, because this is going to change the fate of our country. I am sure that we have to agree, and we will see what exactly, why are we much why NEP is focusing so much on vocational education. Yes, please. uh, if you look at the scenario and the status, let's observe the present status. According to the 12th 5-year plan, maybe in 2012 to 17, they have estimated that only a very small percentage of the Indian workforce is in the age group of 90 to 24. Less than almost 5% received formal vocational education. You can understand. And when you compare with the other countries, if it is USA, 52% of the students are receiving vocational education. Germany, they are ahead and it's 75%. And it is South Korea that it has reached up to 96%. And this is what we have to think, that there is a dire need and it's urgent to need the spread of vocational education in India. This, I think that this status will show where we are and where should be in by 2025. That is what NEP 2025 is focusing all about. And uh, look at the picture once clearly. And we are focusing on MHRD, human development, and resource development. And if we want to holistic development among the students, the only thing what we can say is, first, I believe that if our children are provided with employability, then 70 to 80% of problems will be solved. Otherwise, you can see some of the things, what that infant growth, it like spoiling the child. And youth, many of the young students, they are not well trained and they have become illiterate and they are facing problems. And next, slowly, and it's in some of, like there are broken families. And if for those people especially, if you can provide this kind of vocational education, and they can support their families too. Okay, so in this way we should think of, finally, how well we can think about this globalization and including each and everyone through our vocational education. And let us see, let us hope for the best in our future.
Definitely, definitely, sir. Yes. So, meanwhile, teachers, if you have any insights that you would like us to, talk about, or you would like to share, and any topic that you need clarity on, so do let us know that then we will definitely try to address it. Yes.
Yeah, well, so now, some of the key points that we have to focus is that according to NEP, let's not forget, there's so much focus here, right? And higher education must play a key role in preparing individuals for the world of work. And if that uh, should support, means it should begin from our primary school only. Even there are so many recommendations, not that you need not start only from 8th class or 7th class or ninth class. Why not from the primary only? So there are some suggestions, and they have given some kind of suggestions, we will see. And the second one is, education programs are designed for preparing people for specific occupations. No, right from the beginning, if this is your occupation, let us give freedom for the children to choose their occupation. Okay, and from that we have to design. And there are some sessions that we can, not all the maybe students are able to understand English, because many of the programs, many of the things are only in English, and that is not locally available for them. So even they suggest, that should be reached to the those people, means it should be in local language also. So vocational education must be also distinguished from skills and skilling, and how well you can be a skilled person and a capable person. Okay, and uh, and one more thing is that vocational education integrates a complexity of knowledge, attitude, and skills, and for particular occupations. It's not that only knowledge is essential, and how your attitude is more important, and depends upon the things, the problems you face. Your attitude decides your destination. No, the child will be looking at the parent's perspective and how hard the parent is working. And maybe sometimes the child feels emotionally, what I'm not able to support my family. And should I, how long should I ask money for my education, to continue my education? When will I start my earning? Should I be burdened for the whole sum, like for the student, my parents? This is some kind of attitude where we have been witnessing in our schools. And so let us think and think about more areas, please. Uh, and the next one is, as we said already, everybody should think that there is no hard separation of curricular, extra and co-curricular, arts and science, sports and vocational crafts curriculum to integrate Indian culture and ethos. You know, we have been seeing, if you observe many students and their preferred groups only will be science or maths or like, short studies. And slowly we are neglecting our arts and crafts. And that's why I have seen in Delhi, okay, we have a very good resource center like CCRT, Center for Culture Resource Training and Training Center, where they are promoting the local, like local artists. They are inviting the potteries and I have seen many of the, like binding many of things they are inviting. Okay, so this is by promoting, and we can integrate all these things. And even we can say, like, it's a, like extracurricular activity also. Initially they are integrating such a way. And I was saying, the government is intending that this vocational education integration from primary grades only. Okay, and this is starting what the CCRT and they are doing. They are inviting some of the students only for 10 days course. They are inviting the craftspersons, and they are showing and what they are capable of, and how beautifully we can, make our own so many clay toys and all. These are some of the examples and shining examples that we as teachers should know. And I know many of our teachers are attending the CCRT training programs. But are we really promoting the CCRT, what the work we are doing, what we enjoyed there in our workshops? That's a big question mark. You please, this is the best opportunity to promote vocational education through by inviting the craftsmen. I was saying that invite the local people, pay honorarium for them, and see that, oh, if we can provide this much honorarium, and why can't we become like that, and why can't we earn like this? So there are so many questions. And now later on, as I was saying, shorter local teacher education programs to be available at diets. And we have NCRT, and we have SCRT. And in our, where it is our, if it is our district level, it can be diets. And even we can go with school complexes and master trainers. uh, and these, in all these areas, first what we have to do is we have to promote local professionals. This is the best thing, how we can give due importance for vocational education. And these local art, maybe music or agriculture or business or sports or carpentry and other vocational crafts. And we will see how well we can implement these in the next areas. Yes, ma'am. And now coming back, so the big question here is, we treat and everybody treats nowadays vocational education is the real winner for India. And what is the main advantage? The first thing, we will see in another slide what are the present status, how youth is facing a lot of problems with this unemployment. And the best solution is, we can say that, reduction in unemployment. And you can create some kind of SMEs, and you should be in a position to prepare world class productivity and quality. And there are so many chances for export and tourism. And the main thing is that the increase in GDP and per capita, these are some of the advantages if we introduce and we focus on this vocational education. Please, ma'am. And now, if you look at this, why we are always saying that reduce unemployment. If you look at the statistics, more than this, presently about 300 million are unemployed. And can you guess the reason? And most of them lack some sort of competency or
Yeah,
skill.
so I think we should wait for our teachers to respond this, to answer this.
Yes,
So
yes, please.
teachers, you can let us know why do you think the unemployment rate is higher in India? So I think, sir, have you given the answers also, and they have to choose?
Let them, let them, let them.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
So do let us know why do you think the unemployment rate is higher, and you can let us know in the chat section itself. So yes. And I would request more and more teachers to share their views in the comment section, so that we can also feel like that we are giving you some good insights. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So main, let's go with some examples. Competency or skills, and we think that because of lack of vocational education or entrepreneurship skills development. Recently in our schools, every
So
Friday,
sorry to
yes,
interrupt you. There is a Kennedy ma'am has shared her views. So she's saying dignity of
digital
labor,
labor.
not yeah,
Yes,
not
right, right.
employment. Yes.
So in other countries, it is they accept and they feel like it's our duty. But most of our people think that what others think, what others think. That's a big question. And now let's talk about entrepreneurship skills development. And how can we give this to our students first? The same thing. Let's take some fruits. If a normal seller, like if he sells a kilo oranges for 50 rupees or so, and now the person who is making us a fruit juice, can you imagine how much he earns with those 50 rupees of fruits? He makes fruit juice, and maybe he will get more than 2 to 300 rupees, if I'm not wrong. And the same person, if you give it to like what we call like entrepreneurship, and these people will get some extracts, and they will say they won't use even a kilo of the apples in one bottle, and they will say this is real extract fruit juice, and we are going to offer for you for 100 rupees. Okay, so this is how it depends upon your that these are called, we call like entrepreneurship skill. And this is where we are lacking. And tell the students that, and this is all about the skill, this is all about the competency, and this is what we can do with our vocational education. Okay, let's see how well we can do. Yes, ma'am, next. And the major praxis here, uh, if we want to reduce that unemployment, and we are saying that most of the youth are unemployed, and so prepare the youth. 70% of India and almost all 728 millions are less than 35 years of age, and they are lacking of employment. And even uh, you can't, or we can't blame the government that we are not able to get employment. So if you blame, it will be a blame game. So this is what we have, the alternative, and we have to show that confidence, and we have to give confidence to our students with the help of vocational education. And these entrepreneurship skills should be developed right from the schooling only. That's why our government, and fortunately because of NEP only, recently in our schools, every Friday our children are starting their startup programs. And for entrepreneurship skills, they are designing some projects, and this is what we are really enjoying and witnessing the change and the creative thinking among the children. And I hope that it has started and it will go further also, ma'am. Yes. And now, and when we plan for this for youth of India, and the first one is we have to focus on emphasis on 100% primary literacy. That is where we have to start. And we have seen many dropouts also because the reason might be, and you can guess also, when only parents are working, and if they are not able to earn up to their living, and slowly they are taking their children, you know. So that is why please emphasis on 100% primary literacy, and especially empowerment of the female child. And we should develop these entrepreneurial skills right from the beginning. It should be from primary stages only. And this vocational education training, we should start at the earlier stages and based on their likes and preferences. This is where you are giving the value for your students. You are respecting their values, their interests, and will to do, will do. So this is what we are giving, emphasizing on this, all this, rather than this present college system, because it's not the only addressing area for this unemployment. And we can say that uh, our our uh, the main focus is on vocational education. Well, there was a
Okay.
question.
Yes, sir. So Kennedy ma'am is asking, how about providing education that prepares students to work as an expert in the chosen field of passion?
Wonderful. Good question. Thank you, ma'am. And the very first beginning, what we have to do uh, while giving career counseling and all, and we have that career counseling guidance and portals, and choose the children that various paths, and find out what are the various interests they have. And once they have chosen their particular field, maybe if it's a polytechnic or like maybe electrical trade business, any kind of thing, find out, and then suggest where can we find some government institutions, or there are NGO organizations where they are providing n number of institutions. And as teachers, we have to guide them. And first of all, we have to, you please enter that. We have that AP in our AP. We have AP career guidance portal. You please go through that, join in that, and you will find n number of sources based on their passion, and you can give guidance, because the teacher is the best career guidance, a career guide and a counselor to your students. Yes, ma'am. Next.
Yes, sir. So thank you so much, Kennedy ma'am. And like this only, if other teachers have any questions or doubts, they can definitely ask sir. He's the expert for the today, so he will be sharing his insights. All right, so let's move ahead, sir. And now let's talk
Yeah.
about something that you have. Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Now, so everybody says that, instead of saying blaming everyone, and let us work together for a common cause, you know, and this is what, like win-win situation. So we have a lot of theories like win lose and lose win, but we want a win-win situation. And how is it possible? Only can we depend only on the government? It's a big question. So government is providing opportunities, no doubt in it, and they are, they are deciding and giving policy making and all. Government is doing, and the second part is that education institutions. That is where our teachers' role is really crucial. Government is implementing certain projects, certain schemes, and it is the teachers who have to take to the level of the students. And we have seen that entrepreneurship skills program in our schools on every Friday we are doing. It's really a wonderful thing. But how many of you we are doing? I can say we are doing heartfully. So are we helping the children? Children have wonderful ideas, And that's why I'm saying that the government is helping us, and as education institutions we are, the main pillars for the education institutions as teachers. So it's our role. And then next, how well we have to take the support from the industries and the trade business and the services. And let us see the various things also, ma'am, please.
All right.
All right. And what are the change education policy centers at center level and state level? And the very first thing what we say is they should be huge kind of publicity. Advertise the advantages. We have social media, and you can go through your conduct a school level meeting. What happened recently to when you are going to introduce this vocational education in our school? I must tell you one thing, ma'am. Last year we have published in our pamphlets, brochures, that we started vocational education in our school. This is how we can take to the parents what is vocational education. And then we are saying this is what exactly our students are doing, and these children are taking the fruits of those programs to the parents. That's a good thing. Like that, you have to advertise, and you have to advertise the advertisements of the ESD. And then you help every student and explain why 373 million work with SMEs, agriculture, constructions, and explains the reason why India must export more and be world class, and to improve buying power of Indian citizen. And like softwares and all, where are we getting the softwares from? That's a big question again. And we are getting from somewhere from other countries, but most of the people who are working behind that is our Indians. And we
I
have to,
totally agree with that. So,
yes, so we need some kind of marketing techniques, right? And that is what we are thinking, like that what are the change systems we have to follow, and what is the belief system that we have to follow as teachers, and what kind of confidence you are going to give to your student. That's very important. Next, ma'am. And there are some of the things that I want to mention again and again. And school internships for skill appreciation and craft centric learning. And while in our school only, what we can do is every student will take a fun course during maybe from 6th to 8th, and he does a survey, and he will get hands-on experience of a sampling, and he will do some important vocational crafts such as carpentry, electric work, and mental work, gardening, then pottery making. And it is decided by the states and local communities, and as mapped by local scaling needs. This is what we have to focus, and we have to give due importance to our student, our local area. Maybe we can, I was saying right from the beginning, we can invite the local artists, maybe the carpentry and the gardening people, pottery making. You have seen, like the carpentries and the interior design making, the names may be changed, but they are earning lakhs of rupees. And that is what we have to provide school internship. And next, next, professional development of teachers. This is what I am saying. Now I'm talking a bit about some of the areas is the reason I always focus on my continuous professional development. And this is where we teachers need to focus. Okay, so this can be done through NCRT, SCRT, and we have like a CIET. And please see that there are n number of courses offered for the teachers. One
and
best
one more
example.
thing I would like to add, on Gurushala platform also you can learn the professional development. Like
Oh,
we also cater on the same thing. So yes, the whole purpose of Gurushala is for the professional development of teachers. We have access to a lot of free resources. Post completion of the resources, you can obviously get certificates, that can also add to your skill building, like the topic is all about. So definitely it can add to that as well. And also, like we were saying, there are other platforms also where we can attend. So this as a platform where we are having this webinar is also adding to that. So it is important as a teacher, as an educator, that we attend all these informational webinars, or complete or do some courses, and try to keep us updated. That's how we can obviously improve our skills and go upskill our professional skills, I would say.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. This is what you have to find out the platform. Like as ma'am was saying, we have Gurushala, a wonderful platform, and NCRT, and we have CCRT. One wonderful thing that try and get an opportunity to work with CCRT, so that you will know how best we can give importance to the local artists. Yes, ma'am. Next. Ah. And the next one is, for everything we have to work with, there is a chance we have one institution, especially for vocational education, that is what we call in brief like NCIVE. So this vocational education will be integrated into all schools and higher education institutions in a phased manner over the next decade. That is what already MHRD decided. And we have a community called National Community for the Integration of Vocational Education, and this consists of experts in this vocational education, and they are working to collaborate with the industries, and their efforts are going on, and we are going to witness sea changes in this field of vocational education. Believe that, and we will see wonders with our children. Next, please. And I was saying, um, skills are ready, and we have capable, competent people. And the very purpose, the next purpose is that we should know how to market what we have done. Okay. So this job market orientation with multiple entry and exit options we have, and these it should begin with the undergraduate course only. Not, don't wait for the degree, or I'll do degree or masters and I'll do. So the undergraduate degree will be of either 3 or 4 year duration with multiple exit options. Within this period, you can get appropriate certification, maybe certification complete after 1 year, or any area you choose. And that is what our NEP focuses mainly on, right from the beginning, first year. How many of the engineering students are doing, after first year or second year, they are doing startup business. And it should happen with the polytechnical colleges. It should happen with our IIT centers and ITIs. Wherever you get an opportunity, do it right from the beginning. There are n number of opportunities for you. This is what we have to give, and you should make them how best they can market their own products. That also we should teach. Yes, please. Next, ma'am. And for anything now, as we are dealing with 21st century children, and we are, I can say that we have to depend on technology. And the same thing, you help your children to become technically equipped. That's what I can say. See, today, uh, at least I got a chance to interact with you because of the advancement of technology. And the same thing, where Gurushala has connected n number of people during summer or any other programs. The reason is that there is a chance that where children are improving their interpersonal relationship skills and all, and they are improving their creativity. So they are doing, Gurushala is doing a lot of activities. In the same way, you please explore the pace of technological development and with creativity, and teach, many students are there. You please teach them right from the beginning. We are all tech savvy teachers, I know that. And you include students as entrepreneurs here. And I, whenever we teach, usually I get a lot of opportunities. And I tell my children, now I'm doing this small work, DDP work. Do you know, can you guess how much I can get money? uh, just you type one page and you are going to get 100 rupees based on the demand. So it's not difficult for a student. So this is how you can help the children and tell them, teach them right from the beginning how important is vocational education for them. Next. Okay. So what we can do is, uh, we have to register all institutions. First of all, identify the types of institutions, and do see there are so many courses offered. You tell them, tell the duration, and tell the facilities, and the tie-ups. Many institutions are having tie-up with several industries and all to get the practical training. So this is very essential. Like, so we call like internship and all. And like Gurushala or maybe in many other platforms, we are getting certification courses also. You get that courses and it will be always added advantage. So try to register in some of your vocational education training programs. Next, ma'am. And these are some kind of policies and all, and how much stipend to be paid and all. And if you can, minimum wages, you this later on it will come. You please, in many areas, I'm sorry to say that these local artists are being, they're not paying well paid. But when I have seen in CCRT and all, I've seen how they respect these local artists. Really, we must appreciate, because we give utmost importance to the local craftsmen, and they will be paid good honorarium. And there is one problem with these vocational education artists, we can say there is no guarantee of a permanent job. But we have to see that if they work hard and if they have very good skill, and they will get n number of opportunities. This is what we can say. Next, please. And why we are not able to improve vocational education? The big question mark is, uh, I'm sorry to say that we are not having infrastructure. We started computer education, vocational education in our school, and the government tried their part. It was only they could provide 10 systems. All the children could not get that practical experience. The government is trying its best, so that's why we requested and we asked the our community people, and we mobilized, and we tried to get additional 5 systems and something. So the very important purpose is that infrastructure, and try to expand this existing education infrastructure is not enough, and we have to. Next, please. And get the best possible syllabus. Why and how the students will be attracted is, you provide some proven courses for our students, and these can be like 3 or 4 and 5. They must be world class and developed within India, and it should be developed in all Indian languages. This is mandatory. Make it mandatory, because why I'm saying this is what an important session. Only few people, I mean, you can see that facts, 5 or 10% of the local people I'm talking, not all the educated students and all. The local people are able to understand. Only 5% of students, Indians can understand English for this purpose. That's why. Next, please. Yes, we are going to complete. Please, next. And these are the available courses: beauty therapy, hairdressing, clothing, and all. This is the exact scenario to conclude this. Please, next, ma'am. Okay. So these are the key recommendations. Place learners and their aspirations at the center of vocational education. create an appropriate ecosystem for teachers, trainers, and assessors, and focus on upskilling and reskilling and lifelong learning, and ensure inclusive access, to this for women and differently able persons and other disadvantaged persons. Please massively expand the digitalization of vocational education and training, and it can be done through online platforms also, partly with online and then next practical classes. Support local communities to generate livelihood by engaging in the preservations of cultural heritage. That's what we are talking about, CCRT and all, and align better with the 2030 agenda for sustainable development, and deploy innovative models of financing, and expand evidence-based research for better planning and monitoring. And that's all I can say. And uh, I hope that thank you for having such a wonderful like many things that I have seen in your chart and your interest. And these are certain things like, how can we help, who are the people who can help, is only industries, trade industries and all. And finally, we should give wide publicity to this TV and radio for this education. Yes. So this was the final slide for you, just to recap. And one thing I must focus is Lok Vidya. And here, our local people should be given top priority, and so that is the main purpose. And every child, and as NEP 2020, the desired outcome is that by 2025, 50% of learners should be in vocational, they should enjoy vocational education along with integrated with our main education system. Thank you so much for your presence and for your active participation.
So, thank you so much, teachers and sir, for being our expert for the day for the this session, and also thank you so much, teachers, for joining us for this fruitful session. Thank you so much, sir. आपने इतने सारे अपने pointers share करे. You shared a lot of important topic themes, and you shared your insights on that. It was really an insightful session for all of us, and I'm sure teachers learned a lot from that. And one more information before we go ahead and end this session. There are two important things. First, that your attendance form for the today has been shared in the comment section. So do fill it with your correct details, and so that your certificate can be generated and share it on your email. Apart from that, teachers, there is an important update that we have. So I will just quickly share my screen and. So, sir, as we were talking today regarding an aptitude test, right? So, Gurushala is also launching a Gurushala National Aptitude Test for students, and I would like to quickly show our teachers. Like today, we were talking about that how it is important for students to, even for teachers to understand their aptitude, right? And it will help them in their it will help them decide their strength and weaknesses. So we have also as a organization, we have also launched GNAT, which is a Gurushala National Aptitude Test, a skill based test for students. So I'll quickly show it to you on our website. So if your students would like to take part in it, all they have to do is visit our website, and we will also be sharing this piece of information on your WhatsApp groups as well. So this is a paid online aptitude test that we have, and if you go to the home page, there is an option of online assessment. After that, all you have to do is you have to click on that, and you will be redirected to this home page. You will be redirected to this page where you can see all the information related to the GNAT is given. So as you can see, the price for GNAT is 199 rupees, and in this, a lot of things are offered. First, three mock tests will be given so that students can prepare for the test, and there will be a main test. This test will be conducted in the month of January, and this test is open for students of classes 6 to 12. So anybody who's studying in the classes 6 till 12, they can be a part of it. All they have to do is there is an enrollment open soon option, so you can keep a tab on it. As soon as the enrollment is open, you can enroll yourself here, and you'll be allowed, you will have to enroll yourself. You all you have to do is you have to pay the sum of 199 rupees. Apart from the three mock tests and one main test, the learning analysis report for students will be generated, and also award and excellence and certificate of participation for the students will be given, and learning pathway will also be provided. So I would request all the teachers to encourage their students to participate in this, so that it can help them students gaining insights for their future, and also understand their weaker points, and also not weaker but all the points where they have to work harder on, or and also their strength that will help them decide their career. So thank you so much, teachers. This was it for the today, and thank you so much, sir, once again. And thank you to all the teachers for being a lovely audience. Have a nice day. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.
Same to you.